Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm not sure if you can hear me, so if you can see me and hear me, please let me know. I think I'm live, but if you can see and hear me, let me know. Thank you very much for stopping by today. I'm so excited about today's webinar. And once more, thank you for stopping by. If you can hear me, please just leave in the comments, yes, I can hear. Yes, I can see, so that I know that I'm not talking to myself, because that happens sometimes. So if you can hear, yes, I can hear. If you can see, yes, I can see you. In the comments, please, if you are here, just let me know in the comments if you can see me and if you can hear me. Can you see and hear me? Awesome. So today is the much awaited day for our webinar. Okay, great. So you can see and you can hear. Awesome. So today we're going to be talking about something so important, like it's a new year, yeah? And a lot of us, when it's a new year, we want to do things in a different way, right? We want to start on our plans, start on our goals, and our plans to move to Canada is one of those things that people want to work on. And coincidentally, Canada has some new permanent residence routes that will, that will benefit you if you qualify. So if you can tell us in the comments what your name is, where you're joining from, leave your best emoji, share this with a friend so that they can join us as well. Yeah, so we don't waste time here. We're going to start ASAP. So we're getting started. So what you're going to learn today will change your mindset. It will benefit you immensely. I always like on my webinars to bring something valuable and practical that people can actually learn and start working on immediately. And that's what we're going to be doing in today's webinar. So the way it's going to go, I'm going to share my slide and share the information that I have with you. I'm asking you to remove all distractions and pay attention. And after that, we'll come back and take questions, okay? Congratulations to all our new members. We have some new members who are joining. Thank you, Deborah from Lagos. Where are our Ghana people? Oh my God, there's Zambia here. Etel watching from Zambia. Who is this? Rohimo from Lagos. I'm here to find out about the new Canada route. Of course, that is why we're all here. Sam from Ogun State. So when I come back, I'm going to talk more about who is joining and who is not joining. But let me use this opportunity to welcome all of you and also to say a big ups to some of our members and new members like Oluwaseun, who just became a YouTube member. Thank you very much. You will not regret your decision. So guys, I'm just going to go now and share my screen and we'll go through this. And like I said before, please try and get a notepad or a pen and make notes, and then we will come back. We'll take questions. Okay, so if you can see my slides, let me know. If you can see my slides, let me know. I can see the slides. Okay, so if you can see the slide, awesome. Sunday from Nigeria, you're welcome. Okay, so welcome to today's life-changing webinar. Like I said before, today we're talking about, welcome Vivian. Vivian Abraham just joined our VIP. Welcome. Welcome to our membership. So today we're talking about how to explore new Canada PR streams for 2025. Like it's a new year. And for some of us who had the plan to relocate last year and we didn't, this is the year for you, okay? Okay, but before I go on, let me talk a bit about myself. Just 2 slides for those who don't know me. My name is Sheyi Obasi. I'm a Nigerian, but I live in Canada and I've been here 7 years. I was just reflecting. It's been 7 years already. And what I do is that I guide people and I teach strategies on the different routes to move to Canada, because lots of you want to move to Canada and you want to know how to go about it. I am not giving you immigration advice, yeah. This is just for education purposes. However, I've been able to, more than 10,000 people have been able to get, education through my services, and over 1,500 people have relocated to Canada, even more in the last 5 years. And my goal is to help you to move to Canada because, my God, I've been in your shoes, so I understand how it feels. Again, this is not immigration advice. all immigration advice about all immigration information about Canada is usually on the Canada website, canada.ca, and you can contact an immigration lawyer if you need immigration advice. Okay, so we've got all the formalities out of the way. Let me set your expectations for today's webinar. So today we're talking about the new PR routes to move to Canada in 2025, and what you will learn will benefit you immensely, especially if you want to move to Canada in 2025. So I have two goals for today. The first goal is, like I said, to show you all the anticipated new PR streams for 2025 so that you can start working on your move to Canada. That's the first goal. The second one is that I'm going to make you an offer at the end of today's webinar. Okay, so if I don't deliver on goal number one, then please don't listen to me when I tell you about my offer. But if I do deliver on my promise, then in return, I ask that you fully consider the offer that I will make at the end of today's presentation. And if it feels right, you can purchase what I offer. If it doesn't feel right, you can leave it. But the most important thing is that you're going to leave here with information that you need. Does that sound fair? If that sounds fair, can you just leave in the comments that it sounds fair? I think it's fair, but I want to know what you think. Okay, so let's jump in. The truth is that Canada immigration has changed a lot. I mean, I was just reflecting recently on how things are now, different from when I came in. Even at the time I came to Canada, I felt that everything was so tough. Canada was so stern. But things now are different. There's been lots of immigration changes in the last few months. Despite all of this, some of the changes are good, some are not so good. Now, in 2023, Canada introduced the category-based draws. Like some of us already know what that is. It's Canada specifically choosing people in certain categories like healthcare, STEM, construction. So if you work in any of these categories, then Canada had a special spot for you in the express entry draws. That's what the category-based draws are. Recently, the Canada Immigration Minister resigned. That was on 7th of January. He gave his intention to resign because of all the issues that have been caused by immigration in Canada. So that just gives you a snapshot of how the political landscape and the immigration landscape in Canada has been in the last few months. And that is why today's webinar is very, very important. We don't know some of the changes that are going to come. A change even came out just before this webinar concerning spousal open work permits. So changes are happening so regularly. That is why you need to know what is happening and what you need to do if you are still interested in coming to Canada. If you're no longer interested, that's fine. You can even not do anything. But if you still want to try your luck, then this webinar is very important. Because imagine how confident you will be for you to tackle your Canada immigration plans. If you stay till the end of this webinar, you get the information you need and you are able to start working on it. This is a new year. Our energy is still high. So this is the time where you need to have, smart goals that you want to work on. So in 2025, the express entry is changing a bit. Based on all the little changes they've been doing here and there, express entry is going to be divided into two streams. Yeah, the first one is the federal economic priorities, where they are targeting skilled workers, like I said before, in occupations that align with the national labor priorities. So Canada wants to focus on people who have skills that are in the areas of the labor market where people are needed, where there's priority need, where there's shortage of workers. And that's like healthcare, trades, STEM. Previously, there was construction as well, and Francophone immigrants. So if you are from a Francophone country or you can speak, read, and write French, Canada actually wants you. The second stream is the In Canada focus. This one is focused on people who are already temporary residents in Canada. So international students who have come here to study, foreign workers who are here working, spouses of international students. That stream is going to help them to transition to PR. The last time that the immigration minister announced, he said 40% of permanent residents will be focused on this particular stream of people. Yeah. So if you had a plan to come to Canada to study, that is a great plan because you have like a 40% chance of transitioning into permanent residents, added to whatever chance you had before. So I think that's a really good one for those who are international students and foreign workers in Canada. Now, Going forward into 2025, Canada is expected to introduce new priority categories for some emerging industries to probably join the category draws. So what that means is that apart from healthcare, STEM, construction, they are going to add some other, occupations into the category draws, which means that Canada is probably going to just do a draw for just those people. And if you have work experience in those categories, your chances of getting picked are higher because the scores will be lower and you're competing against fewer people than in the general draws. Okay, so one of the sectors is the education sector. I think this is very exciting because there are lots of teachers out there who are interested in coming to Canada. Yeah, teachers have been one of those categories where people have been, wanting them to put a category draw for teachers. So now there's one for education sector, teachers, early childhood educators, people who are special education professionals. They are likely to have their own stream. So these are planned category draws or planned streams for 2025. And like I said before, if you are bilingual, that you can speak French and English, or you can speak French, you will be prioritized. Canada is giving priority to French speakers. There's also the clean tech and renewable energy. This is a bit more scientific. So if you have jobs in sustainability and green innovation, there's also going to be a stream for that. Those in biotechnology and applied sciences. So people like scientists, researchers in applied sciences, we have their own draws. These are a bit more like the bookworm kind of people. And then, of course, critical mineral extraction and resource management is targeted at professionals that are in this field. So these are 4 fields that are likely to have their own category draws. Canada is likely to focus on these 4 streams in addition to healthcare, STEM, transportation, and Francophone immigrants in 2025. So if you can take a screenshot of this, it's fine, so that you know that this is where you need to focus on if you have work experience here. If you don't have work experience, maybe your spouse has. If your spouse doesn't have, maybe you try getting work experience in these areas. Okay, now Canada also plans to introduce some new PR pathways in 2025. Yeah, so I feel that even with all the changes, they are still making moves, for people who Canada actually need to be able to come to Canada. There's the enhanced caregiver program. I know a lot of people have been asking about the caregiver program that was announced that was supposed to give permanent residence on arrival. The immigration minister hasn't said anything about that anymore. I guess it's because of all the immigration issues that have been happening. I think it would be insensitive for them to announce that stream. However, there's this enhanced caregiver program. It is set to offer faster permanent residence for caregivers working in Canada, especially those that are taking care of children, elderly individuals, or persons with disability. The people who qualify are caregivers that are already in Canada on work permits and those with Canadian work experience in caregiving. Now, this is the information that I have now, but when the program launches, there will be more details as to the eligibility requirements, as to whether those who are outside of Canada and have that caregiver work experience outside of Canada can also qualify. But for now, it is actually targeted at those in Canada. Okay, and the Francophone community stream. Throughout this video, or throughout this presentation, I've talked about Canada wanting to increase the number of French-speaking people outside of Quebec, like for the rest of Canada. So they are aiming to strengthen Francophone communities by attracting French-speaking immigrants. I know it's very difficult to learn a language when you're older, but I know that some of you are learning to speak French. Some of you, when I speak to you, you say, oh, you're trying to speak French, you're trying to learn French. It's not easy, but it's something that you can do if you are, if you are good with languages. And if you are bilingual, that is, you speak French and English, you even get bonus points in the express entry. So people who speak French and English do get bonus points. So the Francophone community, if you're from a French-speaking country, you have that French background, you have a really good advantage in 2025. And also the former Rural and Northern Immigration Program, Canada is kind of giving it a new face, calling it the Rural Community Immigration Pilot. And this one is focused on certain smaller towns and regions who also need skilled workers. You know, when people are coming to Canada, most people want to go to Toronto or Vancouver. They want to go to the nice places, the top urban areas. Yeah. However, there are smaller towns and regions that also need skilled workers. So Canada wants to like attract people to these places, and it's mostly targeted at professions like healthcare, trades, and essential service workers. So these rural communities are nice places. Yeah, if you haven't been to Canada and you go to those places, yeah, nice places, but just that people are focusing on the bigger towns, and Canada wants people to, you know, actually go to those places where competition is not as much as in Toronto or in Vancouver. And then there's the Manitoba West Central Immigration Program. Now, though this one is focused on Manitoba, I feel that other provinces will, as the year goes by, they will come up with their own programs, because every province wants to attract those priority workers to themselves, right? They want to improve their own skill set. So even though this is Manitoba, you can watch out for, you know, information on other provinces. So Manitoba West Central Immigration Program, it's a regional provincial program. It's focused on Manitoba's central and western regions, and they are supporting international students and temporary workers that are already in Canada in Manitoba, but more details will be provided when this program launches. I'm sure you would have noticed that these programs haven't launched, yeah, but it's good that you know ahead of time, so you are prepping yourself, knowing that these are some other options that I might have to come to Canada in 2025. Personally, I think it's exciting. Yeah, there have been lots of not so good news, but the fact that Canada is even still working on new provincial nominee programs or new PR routes to Canada, I think it's exciting. I don't know what you think. If you think it's exciting as well, please just leave exciting in the comments. I don't want to be the only one talking. So if you think it's exciting, just leave exciting. But personally, I think it is. So with all of these changes that are coming, these are some that are coming that we know now, much more are going to be coming. What are you to do to put yourself in the best possible position to benefit? Okay. So the first thing I want you to do, like I said before, look back at your own work experience. For the federal programs, you need at least 1 year of skilled work experience in the last 10 years. So you can actually go back 10 years. You might be a sales manager now, but maybe before you had worked in any of these categories. And for the category-based jobs, usually it's 6 months of work experience in the last 3 years. Yeah, so even if you got a job in any of these areas and you worked for 6 months in the last 3 years, you would still qualify. 6 months of full-time permanent work experience. It's not contract, and it's not a temporary job. So if you have any work experience in the last whatever years, good. If you're in healthcare, trades, education, any of these other occupations we mentioned, focus on gaining the relevant certifications and the verifiable work experience. Your work experience must be verifiable. Yeah, verifiable. Read between the words. It must be verifiable. Then you need to boost your CRS scores. Now, we all know Express Entry is a point-based system. It's a system where you don't spend so much money because you're not paying for study. It is a more certain system than just looking for a job in Canada. There's a system. So you know that this is a system. This is what I'm working with. However, your CRS scores is the thing that will determine whether you are invited or not. So you want to maximize your CRS score. You want to maximize your language score. If you can speak French, like I said before, even better. If you're in Canada on a work permit, try and look at the provincial nominee programs in your province, because you get 600 extra points. If you're outside of Canada, look at the provinces that align with your work experience and see if you can get a provincial nomination. That gives you an extra 600 points. And by God, that extra 600 points added to whatever you have, they will definitely have to call you in the next draw. And of course, you need to go ahead and create your Express Entry profile. Speak to a lot of people who have everything, but they haven't created their Express Entry profile. That is how you are indicating that you are interested in moving to Canada. So even if you are looking at other things, you're looking at the PNPs, you're looking at studying or whatever, make sure that if you qualify, you do have a profile. Anything can happen. Yeah, Canada can come up with whatever. They can come up with picking this or picking that. If you're not in the pool, nobody is going to pick you because you haven't indicated that you're interested. So make sure you are in the pool as soon as possible. So I just delivered on goal number 1. I just told you the new PR routes that might come. the qualifications, and a lot of them haven't launched, but as soon as they do, we'll know more about the eligibility requirements. But you do know what they are, and you do know that you should create a profile if you are still interested though in coming to Canada. I know some people have gone off the bandwagon, but if you are still here and interested, that's what you need to do. So can we move to goal number 2? I'm delivered on goal number 1. Oh, yeah. If I've delivered on goal number 1, just put goal 1 in the chat. I've delivered on goal number 1. I want to get to the end as soon as possible so we can take questions. Okay. So let's go to goal number 2. So you can use the information that I've already provided to create a profile, so you understand what it is you need to be working on, the work experience that you need to be getting. Yeah, you can go ahead, and previous webinars I've talked about how to create a profile. Like I've done a previous webinar step by step how to create an express entry profile. You can go and check it out. But even if you have all of that information, what if you face any challenges? What if you find that your profile is ineligible, which happens a lot? Or what if you need help to increase your CRS score, or you need guidance, you need someone you can ask questions, someone who has been through the same process? What would you do in that point? Which is now you now start searching YouTube video and all of that, some of which don't give current information. What are you going to do? That is what this offer is. That's why my offer comes in, and that's why it is useful and valuable to you. Now, I'm just going to show you a few recent testimonials we've received from those in this program. The same program that I want to introduce to you. We've had lots of people who have gotten their nominations. They received their invitation to apply, yeah, from the government of Canada. A lot of them are already here. Some are still preparing to come to Canada. And these are some of the testimonials from PNP to express entry that they've actually sent to us. Yeah. So, and a lot of them got the program and got our guidance along the way. Yeah. So I have been through the process. I've been through express entry and PNP. So, and I've also helped others go through this process. It can be stressful. Express entry can make you go cuckoo if you don't know what you're doing. So you might need someone to help you reduce the stress and show you how to go through it from A to Z. You don't have to be picking information here and there. All of the information you need is in one place in a step-by-step guide. And that is the Express Entry Masterclass. I know some of you have heard about it. Some of you haven't. A step-by-step guide to help you to move to Canada under the Express Entry, which is the permanent resident way of moving to Canada. It's comprehensive. It's detailed. Yeah. It will prepare you to submit your Express Entry profile. It will also help you when you do get your ITA to know the documents that you need to submit. Yeah, their checklist, their templates, sample documents, it is always being updated, gives you the tools that you need to ensure that you get approval. Because one thing with the express entry, if you make a mistake now, yeah, you need to go back in the pool and wait for them to call you again. By that time, you might be older, you have lost points, or maybe your English exam has expired by then. It is not good to be rejected for the express entry. It's a terrible experience. Yeah, that should not happen to you. So in this masterclass, you will learn a whole host of things, from how to increase your chances of getting that almighty ITA, how to properly complete your profile, how to select the proper NOC code. Because if you select the wrong NOC code, it might be a refusal. How to increase your score and your IELTS score. How to prepare your letters of explanation, because just in case you cannot meet any requirements, you need to actually let them know. And so much more is in this masterclass. And if we just take a peek into the masterclass, you can see we have up to like 18 modules. It's not overbearing. It's not overwhelming. They're just the necessary information that you need, from your eligibility to the job offers, proof of funds, dependent family, education, medicals, provincial nomination. What about if you change your name? How do you prove your spouse? How do you prove your child? What if you have a stepchild? There's a lot in express entry. Yeah, they ask a lot of questions. So all of that are here, including samples, templates, and letters. And the value of all of that is $950. There are people who even don't give this much, and sell their courses for much more. That's the total value. However, it's going for just a simple small amount of 60,000 naira. It's still priced in naira, and it's $40. It is very affordable, right? But that's not all. You also get the following bonuses. So there's a step-by-step guide to create your express entry profile. That's the first thing that you need to do. You need to actually be in the pool, having created your profile. We also have this ABC of Canada Provincial Nominee Programs. Yeah, so there are 10 provinces in Canada. Each of them, the provincial government is doing everything they can to invite people to their own province. So they have their own programs, and we talk about all of that in the ABC guide. And of course, IELTS help. How do you pass your IELTS with 7+, which is what you need for you to be able to increase your score in the express entry? We also have that because IELTS and CELPIP or TEF, which is the French exam, language test score is very, very important. And then I talked about the category-based draws, all of the occupations. So like if you're in healthcare, there are certain occupations you have to be in healthcare for you to qualify. The list of all of that is also included in the express entry masterclass. Yeah. This is all that you get. Express entry masterclass itself, express entry step-by-step guide, ABC of the provincial nominee program, 1 sitting IELTS, category-based draws, all of that for only $40 or 60,000 naira or 681 Ghana cedis. And it's not just about the money, it's about the value that you're getting. Yeah, that's it. So if you want to get access, simply get a purchase link from the affiliate who invited you today, or if you're in any group, whoever is the admin or whatever on that group is going to send you a link for you to purchase. Now, like I said before, this is the most affordable. It's the most affordable. It's practical, it's regularly updated, and it shows you what to do. So you're not confused, because you can be confused if you don't know what you are doing. And you can be doing this alongside with studying in Canada or searching for a job. So if to be in the pool doesn't stop you from doing other things, you actually increase your chances. Yeah, increase your chances. And if you're an international student and you do get permanent residence, you stop paying international student fees. You revert to paying the fees of citizens and permanent residents, which is like sometimes 3 or 4 times half. 3 to 4 times a quarter or a third of what you're paying as an international student. So just because you want to be a student or you're looking for a job doesn't stop you from creating a profile, especially if you qualify. So the truth is that whether we like it or not, Canada is making immigration policy changes. Yeah, we can just wake up today and they've changed something. It's not in our power. We can't stop them. And you know, because you can't change it or stop it, you have to accept it and work with it. So you either make haste while you can, or you get stampeded with these changes. There are some people that are no longer coming to Canada because of all these changes, and they didn't make haste while they could. Yeah, so let that not be you. So if you're afraid that you will fail, because a lot of people are afraid that, oh, what if I can't? What if what if this? The what if? Well, all the what ifs are there, but if you don't try, how do you know, right? The only time you fail is if you don't try. So you need to be able to try for you to know whether you fail or not. And honestly, this advice I'm giving you is the same advice that I gave to myself. I thought I would fail too. I was so confused, but if I didn't try, I wouldn't even have known. So you need to try. Since you created time to be here today, I trust that you've gotten value, because this is important for you. So you might already have the express entry and you dumped it in one side, or you might not have it and you want to grab the offer. Whichever way, you need to make a move. Take action. Don't just come here and listen and move away. Express entry is one of the best routes to move to Canada to obtain Canada permanent residency. All the other routes are good, but express entry is more straightforward if you can get it. But the policies, like we said before, are changing, and it's changing like every month. Something comes out. So you need to move now. You need to dare to dream. Dare to believe. You might be confused. I'm 45, I'm 55, I'm 65, I'm 95 years old. What about me? Dare to dream, dare to believe, dare to see you and your family arriving in Canada, living in Canada. The truth is, if you can see it, you can get it. I was visualizing myself in Canada before I came here. I don't even know how the streets look like, but I found streets in my mind. And I was seeing myself here. And I was also working on my dream, looking at that dream in my mind's eye. So that's the power of attraction. I need to work on that. Yeah, so this is how to make payment. Whenever you are sent the link to make payment, you click it, you make the payment, you will receive a confirmation email, you will receive a registration link, fill in your name, fill in your email, yeah, and join the course. And then you wait for approval email. It's a simple, straightforward process. You can take a snapshot of this. You click to access the course. It's videos, PDFs, step-by-step guide, and we provide email support, yeah. There is no WhatsApp group where we have an email support where you send an email and you will get answers. But you do need to go to the masterclass that you purchased. The step-by-step guide is there. So I want to say thank you to all those who have taken the offer. You have made the best decision. I hope that with the information you've got, you will run with it and you will not regret it. Okay? Yeah, for those who are saying, I want to think about it. How would you know when you have thought about it enough? You have been thinking about it, you're thinking about it, they are making decisions. Yeah, I want to wait for them to make another immigration policy change. Yeah, or you're just doing it with sit down and look. Yeah, whatever. Some of you have gone to the UK, to Finland, to whatever, but you still want to come to Canada. You need to start making your plans now. Okay. If you come and study in Canada, you also have an advantage in the InFocus Canada Express entry. So don't miss out on this opportunity. Grab the Express Entry Masterclass. It will save you from feeling helpless, hopeless, wasting time and money. Some people have been looking for who do. 1 year has passed, 2 years has passed. You haven't sat down to even go and prepare for English exam. I'm just wondering what this year will pass again, and you will not have gotten anything. It's not your portion, no. So this is an affiliate product. So if you were invited by someone, just ask them to show you how you can get your own Express Entry Masterclass. Make sure you're diving into it, taking the first step, and also creating your profile. So my question to you is, do you want to make a change? And are you willing to invest for that change? Truly, truly, the choice is yours. I've already made my choice. I'm already in Canada. Yeah. Because that's what I wanted, and I worked on it. And my story is a story of bumps. I hit my head on the wall so many times. I failed as well. I was older as well. I was scared, but I'm here today because I didn't give up. So that choice is yours to make. I can't make it for you. I can only give you information, and I can only motivate you, which is what I'm doing today. So thank you so much for watching. If you are still watching, I wish you all the very best, and I do hope you take action. So I'll come back and take your questions. So thank you very much, guys. That was a marathon. Okay, so if you got at least one value, just leave in the comments that, yes, I did get value. So for those of you who are just coming in and want to ask questions that we've already answered, please go back, just rewind it go to the beginning and start watching again, because some of your questions are already answered there. Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone who stayed from the beginning to the end. Thank you. You did get value. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so let's look at the question. This is a beautiful question, Chukudi. Does applying for Express Entry also open room for PNP in the application? Yes, it does. So when you're in the Express Entry, it opens you up to the provinces who actually do get people in the pool. So it doesn't open you to all the PNP programs, because there are PNP programs that are outside of Express Entry, but it does open you to the Express federal PNP programs. Yeah, it does. Yeah. You got value. Never give up. I'm telling you, Olumide Balogun, that is just the mantra. Never give up. Like they said, if you can crawl, crawl. If you can walk, walk. If you can fly, fly. But by all means, keep moving. And this is not just for immigration, it's for everything in life. It's for your job, it's for your family, it's for your livelihood, it's for everything. You have to keep going. Life is not easy, and sometimes I wonder why God didn't make it easier, but it's not. It is what it is. Yeah, so just keep going. And it's not just about Canada, it's about all of life. I know what I'm saying. I have to actually motivate myself to sometimes get up and do the things that I have to do. Get up and make slides for this webinar. Everything in life, you have to push yourself. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh my God. So, oh, Sunday, this is so nice. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that your hope is resuscitated. We always need something or someone to just wake us up, right? All of us need it. I do need it. I have people who wake me up too. So I'm so glad that you got value. Okay, so Odira Chukuma Mwakwo. So for the IELTS, I said that, you know, it is always good to have 7. So you need a CLB 7 to qualify. So 5.5 won't cut it. If you got 5.5, that means you got 4 or 4.5 in some of it. It's too low. Before you do the exam, please make sure you have practiced like your life depends on it. I don't know. You have to take this thing like a project. Practice like your life depends on it. Give up television, Netflix, Instagram, TikTok. Give it up. I don't spend that much time on social media. As you see me like this, I'm very disciplined, and it took me a while to get there. So discipline yourself and prepare so that you are scoring even 8. You can. People are doing it. They don't have 2 heads. Yeah. So they don't have 2 heads. You can do it. Thank you, Ike John Paul. So Oluwa Belumi, I don't understand this question. Which job offer? Which job offer are you talking about? I don't know the job offer. If you can rewrite your question. So Mr. David, when you go to the Express Entry, you are not applying for caregiving. Express Entry doesn't have caregiving. Express Entry just apply for the Express Entry. You don't choose anything. You just apply. The system will choose for you. So if you do have the necessary caregiving work experience, the system will categorize you and put you there. You don't need to do anything. So and the Express Entry program has nothing to do with PRs. The caregiver program has nothing to do with Express Entry. So yes, please still go ahead and apply. Vivian, what does STEM mean? STEM means science, technology, engineering, and math, I think. So any occupations that are there. And for STEM, you do need to still go and check the occupations that RCC has listed. Yeah. So it's not just STEM inside the air. They have listed the NOCs and the occupations, yeah, in a list, which is in the masterclass, is also on the IRCC website. So any occupation in that qualifies. Okay, so today at Adebayo Samuel, today's webinar is about permanent residence. So I cannot come and talk about study. I will do a separate webinar for study. We have been doing study webinars all along. So that's why I'm not talking about study here, because we are focused. We only have like 1 hour or hour and a half. So we need to stay focused. Yeah. As a current student, can the students still apply? Yes, I did say that. There are so many students who become PR while they are still students. Yeah. Yeah, so we've had a guest here, Asi Darling, before. She became a permanent resident while she was a student. So yes, you can apply for PR while you're still a student. Okay. So Vivian, I don't know, a pastor is a job. I don't think a pastor is a job. But anyway, if you are doing your pastorship as a job, yes, if you qualify, if you can find your NOC, yes, it is a job. If you are doing it as a job. Okay, so any questions about IELTS score, I will not answer again because I just answered one. For you to be in the pool, you need IELTS of CLB 7. You cannot create an Express Entry pool without a CLB 7, okay? Vivian, I still don't understand what you mean by it's a job. What's a job? You need to ask your questions. You are going to do English exam. You need to construct a sentence that make it long so that I can know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, that's good. Alaji Abu Kabir. You want to move to Canada? Awesome. You've been wanting to move to Canada since, so I don't want to scold you. You are on every webinar, but I don't know whether you're taking action. You can't just be attending webinar. You have to actually be doing something. So Chidindu Emmanuel. For you to be able to create a profile, you need at least 1 year of skilled work experience. Yeah. So you can't create a profile. You can't create a profile without that. The pastor is a job. Oh, I get it. Yes. So if your job is a pastor and you can find your knock, yes, you do qualify. Of course. I'm not going to comment on what somebody that is doing for you is saying. That is why I do these webinars, so that you can also be intelligent. If somebody is telling you BS, you know that you can call them out on their BS. So I've already explained that what you need. I don't know how you will not need evaluation to do express entry. I don't know. Use your tongue to count your teacher. So for I don't have any book that I can recommend for TFO right here. I don't. I'm so sorry. So these are some of the kinds of people. Kayode, stop looking for who. Can you help someone to get a job over there? We're not talking about jobs today. And my advice to you: try and know how you can get a job for yourself. David, this is a beautiful question. I like it. So if you have more than one skill work, the thing with express entry is that you are asked, what is your occupation? Yeah. So if you have done caregiver, you have done plumber, you have done kinikon, you have worked in a bank, what is your occupation? You need to choose one. Go and choose the one that will benefit you the most, or the one that will give you the most advantage. So nobody cares about, just choose one. So choose one. Why is this not moving? Okay. Just give me a second. I'm just trying to look through the questions. Oh. Okay, so there are lots of people who have put in visitor visa applications, which is taking upward of 6 months. Visitor visa applications are taking like 6 months, and there's been a lot of refusal. They're not refusing everybody, but there's been a lot of refusal. So yes, you can actually apply for any other thing, even though you do have a visitor visa application. It's not stopping you. And even though you're 45, Cornelia, of course you can still try. Just because you're 45 doesn't mean that your life has not ended for you now. Yes, you can. There's so many. I mean, if one doesn't work, try the other one. Like I said, just scroll if you have to, but find a way. Mercy, yes, you can. Oh. Can you apply for what? Express entry doesn't need job offer. I'm sure all the time I've talked here, I didn't say anything about job offer. So express entry does not require a job offer. Okay, so Olumide, I don't know what your chances are. So if you are 45 years old, you have an MSc, you have that 10 years of experience, you have overall 7 bands, what is your CRS score? That means you can create a profile. Go and create a profile. When you know your CRS score, you will know what your chances are. But just asking me, I don't have like a crystal ball. I don't know what your chances are. But if you do have, I don't even know what your work experience is in, but if you do have all of this, then you should be creating a profile. David, I already answered this question. Okay, so what is the minimum for CELPIP? So CELPIP is a CLB 6. CELPIP has a different scoring system. So their points go up to 11, while IELTS goes up to 9. So for them, it's a CLB 6. But that doesn't mean that it is any lower than IELTS. But that is their own CLB. Definitely, you can apply to more than one province. Where can you start from? You're a professional welder. So if you're a professional welder, you can start by getting the master class. So if you do get the master class, you get the step-by-step guide on what to do next. or you can book a consultation, but it's not something that I can't be talking to you alone on this webinar, but that's where to start. This is interesting, Adebayo. I have worked for 1 year in Canada with work permit and isn't extended, so I left Canada to UK PR Express. Oh, if you've worked in Canada and you have that 1 year work experience, you qualify for the Canadian Experience class. Yes, you do. And depending on what you worked at, you also qualify. You might qualify for a category-based jobs, depending on what you worked at, right? So, yeah. I have what? What's the time? Okay, I'll still be here for like 10, 15 minutes. So, Kristen, your CRS score is 435, IELTS 8, your wife has experience in LabTech. Congratulations. I got visitor visa approval. I'm in the express entry. Will I still be considered for PR? I will have to come back tonight. I don't. Are you in Canada? Are you in Canada? You don't have to go out of. But you need to actually enter into Canada. If you are not like a resident here, you need to enter into Canada to be given your PR card, your PR. But I don't understand your situation if you're in Canada or not. Which email is in the description box? Is there an email in the description box? The payment for the masterclass is you go back to whoever invited. You don't pay with email. How can you pay with email? So you go up to who has invited you to this webinar. If you're in a group, go and check the group. They would have put the link there. If you saw it on someone and you contacted the person, ask the person that I do want to purchase. Where is the link? I didn't put the link anywhere. It's not in the description. The person will send it to you. Okay. If you are in any group, just go to the group now. I'm sure they have put the link there. Okay, we have like 15 minutes. So Joy, I'm not going to do the work for you. If you want this kind of level of information, get the masterclass. How can you apply to a province? So it depends on the province. So you will go to the province website and you look at their eligibility requirements, see if you qualify, and then you also look at how you can apply. So if you were in the express entry and you have selected all the provinces, you have applied, but it depends on the province again. Okay. So while I'm looking at the questions, I just want to encourage us. I know these are like not so exciting times because of the difficulty in exchange rates. Our Naira value is so low. So sometimes even to calculate $10,000 in Canadian to Nigeria, it's horrifying. But keep going, keep going. Like you have to have a goal in mind, right? Sometimes your goal is far-fetched, but keep going. If this one is not working for you, I mean, I shouldn't be saying that, but Canada is not working for you. True, if you really want to leave your country because of your fear of, security and all of that, look at other countries as a stepping stone to Canada, right? So, but just don't give up. And if for any reason you can't relocate, you stay in your country and you stay with peace in your mind. That's just what I'll say. Okay. Can work experience for caregiver in Canada the same as work? So work experience. So if you're in the express entry and they're asking for work experience, is work experience anywhere now? It doesn't have to be Canada. Work experience anywhere, so long as you have the work experience. So Josephine, you don't pay for masterclass with email. How can you pay with email? You don't pay with email. I said go to where you heard about the webinar and ask for a link to pay. I don't know what you mean by email. I'm sorry, but maybe I'm not getting you. Okay, so for some of you, your questions, you need to get the masterclass for you to get some of these questions answered. So you cannot create a profile without IELTS Ajike. You need everything. So that's why you need to guys start working. You cannot create it without the masterclass. So if there are some of you that are in the express entry pool, if you have any challenges? Anybody has any challenges? Yeah. Some of us here, we are not doing anything. No, we just come here, ask plenty questions, and then we won't do anything. That is my experience with you, and I'm not scolding you. But I know that some people, that is what they do. They don't do anything. They don't do anything. So, sorry, not this one. So, so if you want to get the Express Entry Masterclass, which is the Express Entry Guide, just ask who invited you for the link. Just go to wherever it is that you were, whatever group you were in, and they would give you the link. Okay, we have what, 10 minutes more. I don't want to waste people's time because it's weekend now. I know that some of you have one bed to go to, and of course you have your families. So you can't do anything. You can't do anything without IELTS. What is it now? You need IELTS. Go and get to it. You can't apply for PNP. You can't apply for Express Entry. You can't become a permanent resident without language. And it doesn't have to be IELTS. It can be CELPIP. It can be PTE core. It can be TF, which is French. But you need language. You need it. You need language. Who is asking about study to Canada? This is not a study webinar, so I'm not going to answer. Questions about study, and I'm not going to answer questions from those who have purchased the masterclass. If you have questions about the masterclass, go and send us an email. Don't come to webinar and be asking. This is not the place. So just go and send us an email. And you know, Kristen Eziako, before you say I'm not answering your question, I'm not even going to put it on the screen. So if you have the masterclass, go and check it or send us an email. If you don't have it, you either get it or go and research your answer, but I'm not going to answer. Okay, I've been in the pool, gotten the Express Entry, still believing God. Oh, Abiola, that's so good to hear. I hope your scores were good, and I hope you know what to do. If your score is not so good, maybe you can start working on English again, your English exam, yeah? So I think that I have gone through all the questions. Hey, Rukayat, that means you were not here from the beginning. We don't know, but I don't think that they are going to announce that caregiver route again, but we don't know, right? Okay, so I just want to use this opportunity to thank everyone who showed up for today's webinar. So if you want to do something before your motivation starts to go down, try and work on it, yeah? Sit down with a paper, do a mind map, Canada, UK, whatever country, Australia, and map out everything that you need to do. Yeah, I do want you to come to Canada, but you know, whatever it is that is going to work for you, please work on it, yeah? And then, of course, those who have decided to stay back home, like Zambia, Nigeria, Ghana, those are still great places. There are people in Canada that are going back to Nigeria, yeah? Nigeria is a great country, just that some of us want things to settle down first before we come back. So just pray to God and ask God for guidance so that you can know what to do. Scientific 365 scientific, I'm not answering your question as well, so stop asking it. It's IELTS general. That information is everywhere. It's not a hidden information. It's IELTS general, not IELTS academic. It's PTE core, not PTE academic as well. And I think it's CELPIP general as well. So when it comes to permanent residence, it is all the general exams, not the academic ones, because the academic ones are for school. So it's general. So when it comes to draws, nobody knows. Canadian government doesn't tell anybody, doesn't tell us that there will be draws. Yeah, so sometimes we look at the history for us to predict the future. But yeah, but there will definitely be draws. But what draws that there will be, I don't know. But there should be draws. I don't think anything is going to affect the draws. Okay, the person asking me about outsourcing, I don't know what outsourcing is. What am I going to outsource now? I don't know what outsourcing is. Okay, so once more, I want to thank everyone. If I didn't answer your question, it's because your question is either not relevant to this webinar or your question is specific to you and it's not something you should be asking on a webinar. Yeah, so if you had the Express Entry Masterclass, you can send us an email or we'll book a consultation and talk about your case. Okay, so thank you very much, everybody that watched. Please don't forget to share this with your friends. There are some people here who applied There are some people here who could not be here. Share with them. Of course, I must take a member's question. 1-4. Is there an age limit? So there is no age limit per se for express entry, which means that you don't get to an age where they say, oh, you must be 65 and above to apply. However, there are points for age. So 45 years old is the last age that get points. After 45, your point for age is 0. So that's going to affect your CRS score. So even though there's no age limit, the younger you are, the better. That's it. But there's no age limit. However, some provincial nominee programs have age limits. Some will say they stop at 55 years. Some stop at 65. Nova Scotia, I think, is the one that stops at 69 or so. Some stop at 55. So provincial nominee programs sometimes have age limits. But for the express entry, there's no age limit, but there's an age you will be, your points will not be good. Yeah, so I want to thank you. I think it's almost, we started at what? Almost 1 hour. We've been here 1 hour. Some people have been here from the beginning. Thank you so much for staying. If I'm not answering your question, it's because your question is either not relevant or you're asking about study, or it's something that I've already talked about in the webinar, which means that you need to rewind and go and watch the presentation. The presentation, I made it fast. I was watching, but I got all the information out there. So once more, thank you guys. Don't forget to check out all the other videos on this channel. There are lots of information answering even some of the questions I have been asking. I've talked about all the changes that have happened, and also the video I posted during the week, mistakes, the 5 mistakes that you make with express entry and how to avoid them. That video is very, very valuable. Yeah, it should be. I should have been for members, but well, I made it for everyone. So please watch it, yeah, so that you know those mistakes that you should avoid with your express entry. And once more, thank you very much. Don't forget to check out the membership, subscribe, tell your friends, join the membership. Yeah, we have member videos, member live, and all of that. Once more, thank you very much. I appreciate all of you. Have a lovely weekend. And as always, keep moving, right? Thank you very much, guys, and God bless you.